ਚੈਨਲ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਵੇਖਦੇ ਵੀਰਸ ਦਾ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਆਰ ਟਾਈਮ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਵਿੱਚ। ਮੈਂ ਹਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਸੁਖੀ। ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਆ ਸਰੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ BC ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੇ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਡਰੱਗ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹਿੰਸਾ ਆ, ਗੈਂਗ ਵਾਇਲੈਂਸ ਦਿਨੋਂ ਦਿਨ ਵੱਧ ਰਿਹਾ ਆ। ਅਸੀਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ ਹਾਦਸੇ ਨਿਊਜ਼ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸੁਣੀਦੇ ਆ, ਗੋਲੀਬਾਰੀ ਦੇ। ਸਾਡੇ ਨੌਜਵਾਨ ਜੋ ਇਸ ਰਸਤੇ ਨਸ਼ਿਆਂ ਵੱਲ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੁਣ ਤੁਰ ਪਏ ਆ, ਬਹੁਤ ਅਲਾਰਮਿੰਗ ਆ, ਬਹੁਤ ਕੰਸਰਨਿੰਗ ਆ। ਪਰ ਸਾਡੇ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹੇ ਵੀ ਨੌਜਵਾਨ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਨਿਕਲੇ ਆ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਹੁਣ ਸਟੋਰੀ ਕਾਫੀ ਇੰਸਪੀਰੇਸ਼ਨਲ ਬਣ ਗਈ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੁਣ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇਸ ਫੀਲਡ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਇਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਲਾਈਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਯੂਥ ਇਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਜੁੜਦੇ ਆ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਹੀ ਰਸਤੇ ਪਾਉਣ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ। ਨਾ ਕਿ ਸਿਰਫ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਆ, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਮੇਨ ਸਟ੍ਰੀਮ ਮੀਡੀਆ ਨੇ ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਹਾਈਲਾਈਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਵੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ, ਸਾਡੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਨੌਜਵਾਨ ਆ ਇਸ ਲਾਈਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੜੇ ਹੋਏ ਆ, ਪਰ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਲਚਰਸ ਦੇ, ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਇਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਜੁੜੇ ਸੀਗੇ। ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹਾ ਨੌਜਵਾਨ ਸਾਡੇ ਅੱਜ ਸਟੂਡੀਓ ਆਇਆ ਹੋਇਆ, ਇਟਾਲੀਅਨ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਦਾ ਆ। ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇਟਾਲੀਅਨ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਆ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਥੋੜ੍ਹੀ ਬਹੁਤੀ ਸੋਚ ਆਪਣੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਮਿਲਦੀ ਵਰਤਦੀ ਆ। ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕੰਟੈਕਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀਗੇ ਤੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਵੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਸਟੋਰੀ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ, ਕਰਕੇ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਇਸ ਹਾਦਸੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਨਿਕਲੇ ਆ। ਛੋਟੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਡਰੱਗਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪੈ ਗਏ ਸੀਗੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਜੁੜ ਗਏ ਸੀਗੇ ਤੇ ਡਰੱਗਸ ਦੇ ਕਾਰਨ ਇਹ 3 ਵਾਰੀ ਜੇਲ੍ਹ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਜਾ ਚੁੱਕੇ ਆ। ਤੇ ਤੀਜੀ ਵਾਰੀ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਵੀ ਹੁਣ ਮੈਂ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਇਹ ਚੋਇਸ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਬਣਾਇਆ ਗਲਤ ਆ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਲਾਈਫ ਸੁਧਾਰਨੀ ਹੈ। ਕਰਕੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਸੋਚ ਲਈਦਾ ਆ ਵੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਡਰੱਗਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੜੇ ਆ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨਸ਼ੇ ਵੱਲ ਗਏ ਆ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਇਹਦਾ ਰਾਹ ਹੈ ਨੀਗਾ, ਕੋਈ ਇਲਾਜ ਹੈ ਨੀਗਾ, ਇਹ ਛੱਡ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦੇ। ਪਰ ਇੱਕ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹਾ ਨੌਜਵਾਨ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਇੱਥੇ ਸਟੂਡੀਓ ਆਏ ਹੋਏ ਆ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਲਾਈਫ ਪੂਰੀ ਟਰਨ ਅਰਾਊਂਡ ਕੀਤੀ ਆ। ਆਪਾਂ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ ਇੱਕ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਹੈਲ ਤੋਂ ਹੈਵਨ ਨੂੰ ਚੱਲ ਗਏ ਆ। ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਟੋਰੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਂਝਾ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਨਾਲੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ, ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਵੀ ਕੋਈ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਐਟ ਰਿਸਕ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ। ਸੋ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਹੁਣ ਆਪਣੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਆ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਹੁਣ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਯੂਥ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਐਟ ਰਿਸਕ ਆ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਡਿਵੋਟ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੋਈ ਆ। ਬਾਕੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੋਮਲੈਸ ਆ, ਬੇਘਰੋਂ ਹੋਏ ਆ, ਸਟਰੀਟਸ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਆਏ ਹੋਏ ਆ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਆਪ ਵੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਇਹੋ ਹਾਲ ਸੀਗਾ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਮਦਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ। ਸੋ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਅੱਜ ਦੀ ਇੰਟਰਵਿਊ ਹੈ ਇੰਗਲਿਸ਼ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋਊਗੀ, ਪਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਟਰਾਂਸਲੇਸ਼ਨ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਕੋਈ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਸੰਪਰਕ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ sukhi@channelpunjabi.ca or you can give me a call as well at 604-928-4173. ਸੋ ਆਓ ਆਪਾਂ ਰਲ ਕੇ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਕਰੀਏ। ਅੱਜ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਟੂਡੀਓ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਹੋਏ ਆ and I can say he's an inspiration now, Agostino Domenico. So welcome to the show, Agostino.
Thank you very much, Suki, for having me.
Agostino, your story is very inspiring, and you know, first of all, I want to say from our whole team here, congratulations on choosing your way out and being successful again in the community. It's really great to have you know, such an inspiring story, and the fact that now you're reaching out and you're not afraid and you're not embarrassed to talk about it. So let's start a little bit more about yourself. I know you were born and raised in Surrey.
Was born and raised in Surrey. I moved to Langley when I was about 15 years old. And you know, I was doing school, went to private school up until grade 8.
Right.
And then started in the public school system, doing my thing, you know. Didn't last long, ended up dropping out in grade 10.
Right.
And then you know, got into you know, drinking a little bit, smoking a little bit of marijuana. Then as it went, progressed into harder and harder drugs. And you know, from ages, so I started when I was about age 15, 16, went to, by the time I was 21, I was a full-blown addict for cocaine. 22, 23 came, got on the heroin, and that was it. You know.
Agostino, you mentioned that you were in a private school setting first, and then you hit public school in grade 8. Do you think at all that was the reason why you might have had this shift? Do you kind of blame public schooling for it, or do you think no, it was just that age and sort of the company you were around?
No, it had nothing to do with public or private school. People go to public school all the time, and they're fine. It was my choice.
It was your choice.
It was my choice to do what I did. Like I had the, you know, to me, the best mentor in the world, you know, telling me, giving me advice every day, hey, don't do this, don't do that. And I would do the complete opposite.
Who was the best mentor in your world?
My father.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, you know, I just had to learn the hard way, I guess, right? But without going through what I went through, I wouldn't be able to do what I do today.
So who introduced you to your first, you know, it was marijuana. Where did you get it from?
Honestly, I don't even remember, to tell you the truth. I just got it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when you first did it, what did you feel? Did you know, was there any guilt involved, or was it like you were trying to do it to be cool, or because you wanted to just try it and experiment?
Just wanted to try it and experiment. No guilt.
No guilt.
No
okay.
guilt,
Okay.
no.
And how was that experience?
To be honest, when I first started, I didn't really like it, and then I did a couple more times, and then I started to like it more and more, and just it's a progressive thing, right? You don't, what I've smoked weed, I thought, hey, you're going to be a homeless heroin addict one day. If you're making this choice, I wouldn't have done it.
Right.
But I didn't really, couldn't tell the future, and also I couldn't foresee that.
Right. Was there any peer pressure involved? Was there someone telling you to do it constantly, or was it kind of like, oh, hey, what is that? I want to try it too.
Oh, no peer pressure. I never felt like I made my own choices, right? I was conscious of them, right? So I just.
Now, was this something you hid from your family that you were doing?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
So,
they don't drink. They don't use drugs. They, something that was frowned upon in my family, of course, right?
So where were you getting the money to, obviously marijuana probably wasn't that expensive compared to like cigarettes, but where were you getting the money to help fuel this newfound, hobby of yours?
Well, just because like I have 3 convictions for trafficking drugs, right? So I will talk about what I've been convicted of or whatever, right? And, of course, any crimes I committed with anybody in the past or anything like that, I would never speak about, right? But myself, I've served over 4 years in prison for trafficking drugs, and that's how my habit was pretty big.
So that became an income, and at the time it was fueling your habit.
Yeah.
So when you obviously your school, you've now you've started to experiment with meth. Drinking is getting involved here. You're partying. How was your relationship at home with your parents? How did that affect it? And, even though they didn't know of, this addiction of yours, but did you find that you were kind of slipping, you were lying a lot more, you weren't as home as much?
Okay, yeah, so what I say about, like, when I first started, they didn't know, but eventually it became very obvious that I was on drugs, and that drove a wedge between me and my family, of course. So it was kind of like, they're trying to give me advice, they're trying to, I went to detox at a very young age. I think I went to detox when I was 17 for the first time. And, so they were aware of it, and eventually just drove a wedge between us, and I left home.
Right. So detox at the age of 17, how was that? Was that something you willingly did, or were you kind of forced into doing it?
I wasn't forced. I was pushed a little bit to say, hey, this is something maybe you should do. Check it out. And I went willingly. And I remember getting out, and I felt great. I thought I was on top of the world.
So you did know you had a problem. You knew.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. Yeah. It wasn't hard to tell, right? I stopped going to school. Everyone else is going to school. I'm out there, driving around selling drugs and doing drugs. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when you're a drug dealer, right? At this point, at the age of 17, you're selling drugs.
Yes.
Who were the people that you were selling them to?
Pretty much anybody except for I wouldn't sell to kids.
Okay, you didn't sell to kids.
Never. I was just, even though selling drugs is morally wrong, now I see that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I still had morals.
So during that time period when you were doing that, now let's get into let's upgrade you from marijuana. Then you went to coke. So now you're doing obviously a next level drug, and that at that time was also illegal, still is. How did you get introduced to that?
I actually got really drunk one night, and somebody, I can't remember who it was, but somebody had some, and I tried it, and that was it. I fell in love with it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And so obviously that's now more of an expensive addiction, right, compared to marijuana. So
it was expensive back then for me
right?
too.
Definitely.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And then when did crystal meth and heroin come into the picture?
Early 20s, right? Early 20s. I told myself you're never going to do crystal meth and heroin. That's just that's for junkies, right? I never thought, and then it got to the point where I ended up trying it and doing lots of it.
Now, how addicting are these drugs, Augustino? Like, is it something that you can do recreationally, or is it something that once you start doing, like either one of those, whether it's coke, whether it's meth, whether it's heroin, are those something that, you can't live without, or like it just becomes like this passion, this like, I need it like medication, I need it like water, I need it like food, it's a necessity? How fast does it absorb into your bloodstream, and how often did you think that you needed it? Like, how often were you doing drugs?
Well, there's two types of people in this world, right? There's people that have an off switch, and there's people that don't have an off switch.
Yeah.
I don't have an off switch. But, there's people that can go work Monday, Friday. Friday comes around, they party. Friday, Saturday, they go back to work. The recreational users. Me, I'm the type of guy, I cannot get it started. As soon as I have a drink or anything, I'm gone. Right? There's no stopping it. As it comes to bloodstream and all that, I couldn't answer that because I don't really know. But all I know is when I personally get into addiction, it is very hard to stop. I have to put myself far away from everything to come out of it, or else I won't be able to.
Okay. We want to talk more about how you came out of it, but I'm sure there were some episodes that you're not very proud of today, but that we're still grateful that you're able to talk about and that you're actually here to be able to share them with us. But it's time for a small little break, so we're going to come back and talk more about that. So Augustino ਦੇ ਕੀ struggle ਹੋਏ ਸੀਗੇ ਇਹ ਡਰੱਗਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਤਕੜੀਆਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਵੇਚੀਆਂ ਵੀ ਆ, ਜੇਲ੍ਹ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਰਹੇ ਆ। ਅਸੀਂ ਹੋਰ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਟੋਰੀ ਬਾਰੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ, ਪਰ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਜੁੜੇ ਰਹੋ। ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਇੱਕ ਛੋਟੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਤੋਂ ਵਾਪਸ। ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਫਿਰ ਤੋਂ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਆਰ ਟਾਈਮ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਵਿੱਚ। ਮੈਂ ਹਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਸੁਖੀ ਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਸਾਡੀ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਆ ਇੱਕ ਲੇਂਗਲੀ ਨਿਵਾਸੀ ਦੇ ਜੋ ਕਿ ਸਰੀ ਦੇ ਜੰਪਲ ਹਨ, ਇਟਾਲੀਅਨ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਤੋਂ ਆ। ਤੇ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀ, ਇਹਨਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਡਰੱਗ ਐਡਿਕਸ਼ਨ ਸੀਗੀ, ਵੇਚਦੇ ਵੀ ਸੀਗੇ, ਵਰਤਦੇ ਵੀ ਸੀਗੇ, ਬਹੁਤ ਤਕੜੀਆਂ ਡਰੱਗਾਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਇਸਤੇਮਾਲ ਕੀਤਾ ਆ ਤੇ ਜੇਲ੍ਹ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਰਹਿ ਕੇ ਆਇਆ। ਪਰ ਇਸ ਦੇ ਉਪਰੰਤ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਲਾਈਫ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਦੁਬਾਰਾ ਤੋਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ, ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਦੀ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਮਿਲੀ ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਇਹ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਐਟ ਰਿਸਕ ਨੌਜਵਾਨ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਇਹ ਮਦਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ, ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਅੱਜ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਸੋ ਆਓ ਫਿਰ ਤੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਕਰੀਏ with Agustino. Agustino, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
So before the break, we were talking about sort of all the drugs you did, that you weren't just kind of like the recreational, once you kind of drank, you had to have, that combination. So tell us about some dangerous episodes that you had. I know that you almost overdosed, not once, not twice, but a few times. Tell me about those episodes. You almost lost your life because of drugs.
Yeah, I've overdosed prior to going to jail. So I honestly couldn't like depends what you classify as a overdose, right? Like from heroin, I've like went unconscious, had to get Narcan multiple times. But even prior to going to jail, I got released in March 31st, 2016. Prior to that, I ended up in the hospital over drugs. I couldn't tell you how many times.
Wow.
To tell you the truth, right?
Wow. So, when you woke up from this episode, if you were unconscious, any thoughts that were going through your mind at that time? Was there something kind of telling yourself that, oh, you know what, you need to stop, like you need to get out of it? Or was it, I need to get more into my system, I need another dose?
No, I was actually very grateful because how like every single time that I did overdose and almost passed away, it was like almost like a godsend, like the situation on how I was found, or just these little things that if they never happened, I wouldn't be here right now. And just to look back and think how all those played out and how it all worked out for me in my favor, clearly, right? I'm very grateful for, and just blessed.
So you were in jail quite a few times. Can you tell us how many times and what were you picked up for?
Well, I couldn't tell you how many times exactly. Lots of times. Done over four years altogether in prison. 3 of them were trafficking charges. Been charged with assault, and I've been charged with guns a few times, but the guns ended up getting dropped.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so when you were in jail, what were the experiences then? Did you have withdrawals because you were in jail for a long time? Were you getting help there? What were kind of the emotions you were feeling?
I know this is going to sound weird. Okay, so me personally, I know there's a lot of people with the stigma about, heroin withdrawals, right? I personally just I've never been sick in my life. I've never ever had a cold or anything, and I just don't really believe in illness, to tell you the truth myself. And so every time I went to jail, I slept a bit, woke up, and I was fine.
Wow.
So everyone's like, who is this guy? How does he do this? Because they're in their beds puking for 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
And I couldn't really tell you exactly what it was. Maybe it's what I believe in, I guess, to tell you the truth.
Wow, beautiful. So let's talk about one of your last experiences in jail, which we can say was kind of your turnaround point.
Yeah.
That was something. I mean, you were sitting there and you were doing artsy stuff.
Yeah.
So this guy who's kind of like a drug dealer, who's out there, kind of this buff Italian guy, is doing arts in jail. Tell us a bit about that and how that was kind of your turnaround.
Well, it was like a turning point. Like what happened was I was charged in out of province for trafficking. I ended up getting a $20,000 cash bail, made my bail, got out, came back. I ended up getting charged with trafficking while I was on bail again in Langley. So they weren't letting me out. I didn't even go for bail. I just consented to my remand. So what I did is I was sitting in jail in Surrey pretrial. What happened was they stayed the charges there. So I was like thinking, oh yeah, I'm getting out because everything's good. They said, and then I went to go get out. They said, no, you're not getting out. Out of province, coming to pick you up. So 4 days later, they flew me up to where I was charged originally. And I sat there and I was like thinking to myself, like, what the heck am I doing with my life? If I would have got out, and not have to go and stay, go out of province, I don't know what would have happened. It might not have been enough time, because when I went up there, there was a lot of my friends up there, and I thought to myself, like, is this really what life's all about, sitting here with these guys all the time? It's not bad, for the situation, and you got to make the best of your situation, no matter what it is. So I thought to myself, it's time for a change. And I was speaking with my family. My dad said, "Hey, are you done?" I said, I think, yeah, I'm done. Yeah, I'm done. He's like, "Okay, when you get out, you're coming to work." Nice. And I've never had a job in my life. Yeah. I'm 26 years old at the time, right? Yeah. So I'm thinking, oh, great work. This is going to be awesome. Yeah. So I got out, and, he started me off at the bottom, labor, right? Labor and construction. That's a Sicilian guy. He's not going to, he always made me work for what I got, right? I showed effort and got into carpentry, ended up getting a construction management diploma. Now I'm a junior project manager, CEO of Infinite Expansion Foundation.
Great.
And, life's good today, all because I made that choice to change.
Great. So now, how are you using your history to influence youth at risk?
Well, right now, I have to give a huge shout out to Graham Martell, our Director of Special Programming, and our VP, Kirk Jakestra. And they've done so much work on this program. It is absolutely amazing. We've developed a program called the Liberal Arts Mentorship Program, where it's guys like myself, many others, that have changed their life, because it is possible. Like, if I can do it, anybody can, period. So what we do is we have, a few mentors, and through liberal arts, which is, sculpting, painting, music, everything, they can express themselves in ways, in an atmosphere that maybe they would never have the chance to, because maybe their families, where they come from, or maybe they just think it's, stupid. But then they come into an atmosphere, they see guys like me, guys like, they've spent a lot of time in prison, they've changed their life. Maybe they'll listen to us. It's not about saving them all, right? It isn't. Like, I would love to do that, but, if I can leave this earth and help one, I did a good job.
Great. And not one, you've helped quite a bit. You're helping so many, you're helping to feed and clothe homeless. You're giving them haircuts. Tell me a little bit more about sort of the people you've helped and how it's more inspirational.
Well, it's like me personally, I'm the founder and president of Infinite Expansion Foundation, but it goes beyond that. There's the people involved that help us. It's absolutely amazing. So to date right now, we fed and clothed, we're just a smaller grassroots nonprofit right now. Big plans, but like I said, we fed and clothed over 25,000 people. We've given out over 980 haircuts, free haircuts, Lookout Society, Salvation Army, and I have to, the girls that come out, we've got Alicia Ohana, she's actually she's from Miss Canada Universal Pageants, Riley Gray, Lindsay Louie. Without those girls coming out cutting hair, it wouldn't be possible.
That's brilliant. you went, you know, like I said, from, you know, hell to heaven because of the choices you made. So, you know, any of our youth that are tuned in today, their parents that are tuned in today, what message do you have for them, especially if they, you know, they think they're already on that route, or, you know, they're going down it, or they think there's no turning back? What message do you have?
Well, to be honest, it's, if you're going down that route, it's simply a matter of choice. Like myself, I know it's going to sound cliche, but I found it through spirituality and God. That's and working with my subconscious mind. That's how I personally made that change from addict to CEO. And you know, some people, it's just it's a matter of time. Like, how long do you want it to last for? Do you want so when it comes to suffering, you know, it's just it's up to the person, right? You know, when they've suffered enough, they'll look for help. Me personally, I went through the Vision Quest program. A lot of guys from jail go through it, and it saved my life more than once. And just want to say thank you to everybody that's had a part in my journey and helps me along the way.
Very inspiring. If anyone wants to get in contact with you and learn more about your program, be a part of it, what is the best way they can do that?
Well, you can contact me directly at 604-446-2444, or you can check us out on the web at www.infiniteexpansionfoundation.ca, or email us directly at director@infiniteexpansionfoundation.ca.
Thank you so much. Very, very inspiring story, Augustino. I know it's not easy to come out and talk about it. The past is never easy, but it definitely it's inspirational, and you're doing so much to give back to the community. So thank you from all of us. Thank you for taking the time and talking about your very inspiring story.
Thank you for having me.
Great. ਉਮੀਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਅੱਜ ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਸੰਦ ਆਇਆ ਹੋਵੇਗਾ। ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਟ੍ਰਾਂਸਲੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਬਾਰੇ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਅਗੇਨ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਸੰਪਰਕ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ 6049284173। ਪਰ ਇਹ ਇੱਕ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹੀ ਇੰਸਪੀਰੇਸ਼ਨਲ ਸਟੋਰੀ ਆ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਦੇਖ ਲਓ, ਐਡਿਕਟ ਤੋਂ CEO ਬਣ ਗਏ ਆ ਆਪਣੀ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਦੀ ਮਦਦ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ। ਸੋ ਡੈਫੀਨਿਟਲੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੋਢੇ ਨਾਲ ਮੋਢਾ ਜੋੜ ਕੇ ਚੰਗੇ ਕੰਮਾਂ ਵੱਲ, ਰਸਤੇ ਵੱਲ ਅਸੀਂ ਪਾਈਏ, ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਵੀ ਯੂਥ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਨੂੰ ਵਾਪਸ ਆਪਣਾ ਹਿੱਸਾ ਬਣ ਕੇ ਰਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ, and they can do good in the giving back to the society. So again, ਆਪਾਂ ਆਗਸਟੀਨੋ ਦਾ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਟਾਈਮ ਕੱਢ ਕੇ ਅੱਜ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਆਇਆ। ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਜੁੜੇ ਆ, ਤੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਮਿਲਦੇ ਆ ਕੱਲ ਨੂੰ ਸੇਮ ਟਾਈਮ ਸੇਮ ਪਲੇਸ ਚੈਨਲ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਤੇ। ਕੱਲ ਨੂੰ ਤਾਈਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਿਆਰ ਭਰੀ, ਸਤਿਕਾਰ ਭਰੀ ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ।
मनोरंजन भरपूर जानकारी ਲਈ ਸਾਡੇ ਚੈਨਲ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਦੇ ਆਫੀਸ਼ੀਅਲ YouTube ਚੈਨਲ ਨੂੰ ਸਬਸਕ੍ਰਾਈਬ ਕਰੋ ਅਤੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਦੇਖਣ ਲਈ ਬੈਲ ਆਈਕਨ ਵਾਲੇ ਬਟਨ ਤੇ ਕਲਿੱਕ ਕਰੋ।